Good afternoon. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. At this time, I'd like to call the May 14th Planning Board meeting to order. May I ask everybody to stand with us for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do any members have any conflicts of interest with respect to any of the items on the agenda tonight? Hearing none, we have a quorum, 5 people. Are there any changes anybody like to make to the agenda tonight? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Seconded.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, agenda is approved. Any changes to the April 9th meeting minutes?
No.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the minutes.
I'll make the motion to approve them.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. The minutes from the April 9th meeting are approved. Are there any items of old business? I guess we're on till June for the Dune stuff, so nothing. Hearing none. Moving on to new business. We have PB item number 19-09, Bruce Weaver, Kitty Hawk Kites Tax Amendment, request to amend the Unified Development Ordinance, Chapter 4, Use Standards, and Chapter 10, Definitions and Measurements to establish outdoor tour operators, aviation as a use allowed in the agriculture AG zoning district, subject to use permits and specific conditions. Take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a text amendment for outdoor tour operator aviation. In addition to what you just read about the text amendment, there is a proposed definition for outdoor tour operator aviation and specific standards for aviation-related tour operations. So this text amendment was submitted by Bruce Weaver of Kitty Hawk Kites. Now, so I warned y'all, I'm going to be flipping around, so I'll tell you which page we're going to. Firstly, I'd like to go to page 11 of your packet and just go over the text amendment language. So you can see the proposed changes here to Chapter 4, and then there's a note that staff additions are highlighted in yellow, so these are things that weren't in the application, but things that staff felt helped maybe mitigate some potential incompatibility of the use. So, and it's my understanding that Mr. Weaver is supportive of these additions, but he can speak to that when it's his turn. So Chapter 4, we see that we're adding outdoor tour operator aviation to the summer use table as a principal use with a use permit in the agricultural zoning district. And we're also just continuing to include that use is allowed in GB, LB, the CC, VC, and in PUDs, subject to the proposed additional standards. So the proposed additional standards are that the base operation and extended business operations shall comply with all standards of the Code of Ordinances and the following: that the tour operations comply with the standards of the FAA. Flight patterns shall be established to limit flights below 500 feet altitude over single-family residential zoning districts or existing single-family residential uses. Those were two standards that the applicant proposed. Then we have, as part of the use permit approval process, the Board of Commissioners may establish hours of operation and permit duration. Aviation outdoor tour operator uses shall provide public restrooms and adequate parking. And then in E, we have some specific standards for the ag zoning district, including that the use be located at least 500 feet from the single-family residential zoning district, have direct access onto a major arterial or collector street, be located on a lot of at least 2 acres in area, and have minimal physical alteration to the area where the use is performed. Additionally, you can see item 2, change to the definitions and measurements of Chapter 10. We've have a strike through of the word aviation under our current definition of outdoor tour operator, and then we have a proposed new definition for outdoor tour operator aviation. And that definition is a company or individual that arranges aerial tours and instruction, including hang gliding, paragliding, powered paragliding, powered parachutes, trikes, light sport aircraft, ultralights, and general aviation aircraft. The aircraft may be powered or non-powered. Flights may be guided or independent. Okay, so now we're going to turn back to page 9 of your packet, the first page of the memo, and look at the bottom of that, the text amendment review standards. So the advisability of amending the text of the UDO is not controlled by any one factor. In determining whether to adopt or deny the proposed text amendment, the board may weigh the relevance of several factors included on the next page, page 9 of your packet. And those are the 7 factors from the ordinance, and staff has provided some responses to some of the factors. For example, number 2 is not in conflict with any provision of this ordinance or the code, the county code of ordinances. And staff's response is that the text amendment request is consistent with the following UDO general purpose and intent statements: to protect the county's rural character and agricultural heritage, to conserve the natural resources, cultural resources, and environmental quality of the county and its environs. And B, the text amendment request is not in conflict with the county code of ordinances. Another example in number 5 is consistent with the purpose and intent of the zoning districts of the ordinance, or would improve compatibility among uses and ensure efficient development within the county. Staff response: the ag zoning district is intended to preserve and protect active agricultural lands, farmlands, and other open lands for current or future agricultural use. So let's turn back to page 8, one page of your packet, and look at background. So prior to January 1st, 2013, the big update of the ordinance that we did, outdoor recreation uses were permitted in the agricultural zoning district subject to a use permit. That use is, the outdoor recreation use classification of the ordinance includes a wide variety of uses, including arenas, amphitheaters, stadiums, go-kart racing, water parks, amusement parks, and other such uses. Those are uses that require significant facilities and structures, and the outdoor recreation use classification includes those uses that are generally large and potentially impactful to adjacent neighbors in the community. Was the reason that outdoor recreation as a whole was removed as a use allowed in ag subject to a use permit with that ordinance update. Currently, we allow outdoor tour operators in the GB and limited business zoning districts with use-specific standards subject to a use permit. And the current ordinance language does not differentiate potentially less impactful outdoor recreation uses such as aviation tourism from those higher impact uses. So we'll move on to page 10 of your packet. Land use plan consistency. So the UDO requires that the board adopt a statement of consistency and reasonableness. that describes whether the decision on the amendment is consistent with county adopted plans that are applicable and why the decision is reasonable and in the public interest. Staff's proposed statement of consistency and reasonableness, or suggested statement, is that the requested text amendment is consistent with the goals, objectives, and policies of the 2006 Land Use Plan, including Policy AG4, which talks about county growth management tools, providing protection to agriculture and other resource-based activities from incompatible land uses. Policy ED1, economic development policy, that new and expanding industries and businesses should be especially encouraged that diversify the local economy, train and utilize a more highly skilled labor force, and are compatible with the environmental quality and natural amenity-based economy of the county. And economic development policy 4, which is in addition to the recruitment and expansion of new major industries, the considerable value of small business startups, expansions, and spinoffs shall also be recognized. The request is reasonable and in the public interest because it may help preserve farm culture and promote farm and open space conservation through diversifying low-impact uses of ag land, and it provides for economic diversification and local economic development. The staff recommends approval of this text amendment subject to the proposed additions of the additional standards for the use and this suggested statement of consistency and reasonableness. Have any questions for me?
Does anyone have any questions for staff at this time?
No.
All right. Is there anyone here to present, anyone present to represent the case tonight? I didn't get anything signed with anybody signed up. Come on up. Oh, there are some folks? Okay, sorry. John Harris. Come on up.
Okay.
Could you state your name and address for us?
John Harris, Nags Head, North Carolina.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and board members and planning department, thank you for the opportunity to be here and present. We, Currituck Kites, our company has been conducting hang gliding in Currituck County since the 80s, first at Currituck Airport for many years, and then since 2011 at the Cotton Gin. And we have an excellent operating history, and we want to continue operating within the county. We worked on a conditional use permit years ago so we could start at Cotton Gin in 2011, and the reason for that was that Currituck County planned to expand their taxiways, which they have done, and what that did was it eliminated our grass strip that we flew off of at Currituck County and made it more difficult and challenging for us to operate there. And that's why one of the big reasons that we moved to the Cotton Gin. Mr. Wright has created some very nice grass strips at the Cotton Gin, and it's good for our operations. So going back to 2010, or I don't remember the exact time that we worked on the conditional use permit originally, but we spent quite a bit of time working it out, and we thought we had a good conditional use permit in place, of course, until we learned that the ordinance was changed in 2013. So we would just like for you all to please work this out so we can continue operating.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, does anyone have any questions for Mr. Harris?
I don't.
I think we're good.
I
Okay.
think we're good.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Mr. Bruce Weaver?
Yeah, I just, state my name, where I'm from.
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. Bruce Weaver, I live in Southern Shores, North Carolina. Yeah, I work with John. I've been working with John since the mid-'80s and at the flight school. And essentially what we're looking to do is obviously continue operating and figuring out a way to offer more to the people that are coming here looking for aviation experiences. And that's really what got us started with this, was that there's varying wings associated with hang gliding. We've used a traditional wing all of these years, but there are some of the wings that you saw in some of these pictures that are also considered hang gliders, we call them paragliders, but they come under the same umbrella. So what we're interested in doing is trying to get some of those wings up in the air in the same location that we're doing, in addition to continuing our operation where it is. And that's essentially where this got started and what we're looking for.
All right. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Weaver?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'll now open the floor for public comment. If there's anyone else here that wishes to speak. And Mr. Wright, do you have anything?
I guess maybe slightly off the subject, but I just wanted to, my name's Tom Wright, I work at County. I wanted to just reinforce that from a bigger view, we're trying to engage people that visit the area to come back over to the mainland. And these people, they want to come participate down in Jarvisburg years ago, so we came, had a meeting, a zoning meeting. And of course, with the UDO change, I guess it's maybe changed it in a way that they need to come back to you. But I just wanted to maybe speak to the fact that in a bigger picture, like a bigger community picture, we're just trying to engage people that are driven by through the crowded traffic on the weekend, and will they get back in a car and visit us on the mainland? And these people are, along with us at the farm and the store, we're just trying to create that environment where people are willing to come back over. And I appreciate y'all engaging to think about what it is they need to operate, so that, when you get up at 9 o'clock, go there at the store, you see people come over in cars with their children, and the demographic to leave the beach, come over and participate. I mean, that's what we're all working on as a greater community, to get people to come visit us at the mainland. And it's not easy, because for some reason the perception is that the traffic that come through it, it's very busy, and sometimes it's harder to convince them to come back over to see us on the mainland than what people envision. I mean, I guess that's the reason over time we've had to go to Nag's Head and build a store and Corral, because people were not as willing to get in the car or like they were 20 years ago and come back. So the fact that these people want to do an activity, which creates another activity there to create a greater community where people want to come visit, I guess that's the thing I would like to, remind y'all, that from the bigger picture, they're just trying to help get some few people to leave the beach and come back over to see us. And not quite as easy as some people think to get people to come back over. So if y'all can do anything that would help them continue, then, you know, we would appreciate it as a family or the organization of what we're trying to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, I don't see anybody else. So we'll close the public hearing. Are there any other questions for anyone or any further discussion? All right. Hearing none, I'll open the floor for a motion.
I'm going to make a motion that we approve, make sure I get this right, get all the numbers here. Get them to the right page. We approve the text amendment as stated. Subject to any staff recommendations and additions that were suggested in the statement of consistency and reasonableness provided in the memo in the attached staff report.
All right.
I second that.
Have a motion, have a second. And are there any further discussion? I'd just like to clarify, we're just specifically adding the aviation to the AG district. The other items that were involved before are not included.
That's correct. This is just outdoor tour operator aviation.
Thank you. All right, well, we have a motion for approval. As Mr. Bass has stated, we have a second from Mr. Thomas. Any further discussion from anyone? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Are there, that's our only item tonight, correct? Does anyone have any announcements they would like to make? I'd just like to ask where we're at on the dune situation.
That's what I was getting ready to speak to. We have tentatively scheduled a stakeholder meeting, and at the planning board meeting last month, you gave us 60 days, and I appreciate that because April was extremely busy for the planning department. And with finding a location, we've had a little bit of scheduling conflict with what was going on in the library during May. So we tentatively have one scheduled for May 22nd. We sent notice out today, which is next Wednesday. We sent notice out today and found out that there is a meeting in Raleigh that a lot of the home builders were going to be attending. So we are trying to verify that we will have that same venue on the 30th, May 30th, and schedule the meeting. It would, right now we've got it scheduled from 10 to 12. And hopefully we'll be able to reschedule for May 30th so that more people will be able to attend. But we're waiting to hear back. Like, this came through. We just had issues with getting a venue to hold the meeting because the library's got scheduling conflict, and that's our go-to place to hold these type meetings. So that's where we are with that, and we will let planning board know if that is rescheduled to the 30th, so hopefully that we can have more people attend. So
Okay. Sounds good. I think our intention was just to see if we could come up with some way that we could still allow some type of pool to be at those houses, but yet still protect the dune as well, so.
and we'll get input from the home builders and anybody else who wants to attend that meeting, so so that we can hopefully find some happy medium there.
All right, well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have anything? All right. Hearing nothing, open the floor for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right.